Hello students, now let us see the second lesson of the project management, that is the human element in the project management. A project management expert says too often the human aspect, how people behave, how they need to be treated, is often neglected. A project manager always considers the money, the deadlines and the outcome and leaves out the people. This is being the main reason for the failure of many of the projects. It is not about gathering the requirements, following the process, meeting the deadlines, schedules and closing the project. The people, as we have seen in the lesson 1 among the 4 P's is also very important role of the project management. It also includes how well a team functions as a unit, how their experiences are being used to solve problems and resolve conflicts within a team. We have been telling from the first lesson itself that project manager is the key role for the successful project. The most important goal of a project manager is to encourage and use the combined efforts of the project team members to exceed the accomplishments what they can individually perform. We can also say that to enhance the project team performance, team building, problem solving and conflict management are the main factors which work interdependently. To establish this, project manager plays the major role. You can see a picture here which shows how to enhance project team performance. What are the factors that influence the team performance? It is the effective team building, the constructive conflict management and collaborative problem solving. Let us consider each factor. First, team building. Team building plays a very vital role for the successful completion of the project. Communication and collaboration within the team and also between the project manager and the team plays a vital role to build up a strong team. Communication is the one that plays the key role. It is very essential throughout the project between the project manager and the team members. The project manager needs to communicate well within the team members and also his higher authorities, his or whether it is stakeholders, anywhere, whatever it is, the communication is the factor that builds up rapport between the project manager and the teammates and all the people that are involved in the project. Let us consider 4 principles of team building. First, define success criteria. The project manager needs to define the success criteria. That is, on weekly basis also he should mention what are the team objectives, so that each team member can check out his individual performance, individual progress throughout the project. If a team objective is outlined, the team member can check his individual progress mapping with the team objectives. Lead by example. The second principle, it shows the leadership skills of the project manager. It presents the same behavior what they can apt from him. Ability to balance the emotions or how to face a difficulty in the project, how to overcome the stress, all these can be an examples. Third is value all contributions. One simple way to show this is by listening to all the team members' views at a meeting. Make them feel that their opinion is valued. And the last one is rewarding the success. If a deadline for a particular week is completed within the time and within the budget, then whether it is appreciated by the project manager, that can be considered as one of the principles to build up a strong team. Let us see the terminology of conflict management. What is conflict management? Nothing but resolving the conflicts. It is common that when multiple people are working on a same domain, each will have their opinion. It is very common to have conflicts within a team, but the project manager should have enough skills to resolve their conflicts. Let us see certain techniques which resolves the conflicts. One can be collaborative problem solving, the second one forcing, third compromising, next smoothing. Collaborative problem solving is considered the best technique for resolving the conflicts. This follows three procedures, that is to participate, allowing all the team members to participate in the problem solving procedure, that is asking their views, and then identify what is the problem and provide necessary solutions to it. Then based on that, decide and review. Based on all the solutions that are available, the project manager along with all the team members makes the final decision to make the inevitable changes. The next technique is to compromise. If at all the collaborative problem solving style is not working out, then we go for compromise. That is, it will not be satisfactory to both the conflicting people. However, whatever is best for them, they will choose it, but they will not compromise on the human values and basic needs. And the next technique is the forcing. That is, project manager being the authoritative person, he can use his power, and whatever he says, whatever is best, he should think of a best solution for either of the conflicting groups and make it available for them in a way that they can use it. This is the shortest possible technique as considered. And the last is smoothing technique. Smoothing technique is nothing but just avoiding the conflict as if nothing has happened, but mostly this is not acceptable. Motivation refers to the initiation, direction, intensity and persistence of human behavior. It is considered as satisfying one's personal need to inspire him to do something better. It is like boosting your team. The project manager plays this important role of motivating his team, that is, you are increasing his team's self-esteem. What are the various abilities of the project manager? As we have seen in the first lesson, the same acronym of MOI. M stands for motivation, O stands for organized problem solving style, I stands for influence and team building. Let us consider few other techniques through which project manager can motivate his team members. First one is to know the people. He should know the team members individually. He should know what are their skills, what are their experiences, even to the extent of understanding their minds. He should provide an environment where they can flexibly approach him, whatever may be their need. For example, if a person is unable to work today because of some issue going on in his mind, he can rest, take a break for some time and continue later. Such freedom has to be given to the team members. The next one is set goals. Goals should be in a way that the team members will be able to achieve whatever may be their skills and experience. It should be in a way that they can collaborate their skills and experiences and their knowledge to the objectives of the project. The next technique is providing incentives, and the last one recognizing their achievements. He can provide extra bonus for them, increase their pay hikes, and also celebrating the achievements that they do on a weekly basis, or applauding them. Saying a big thank you always does wonders when done in a team. Some other techniques are taking their opinions, providing professional enrichment, that is encouraging them to go for workshops or conducting trainings in a way to enhance their skills, their knowledge. All these are considered as techniques to motivate the team members in the project. What is a competency? Competency is a set of related knowledge, skills, behavior and experiences of the people needed to perform for the success of the project. It is developed by linking individual performance of the team member to the project objectives. To enhance this, we need to have a competency framework. Let us, for example, consider a few steps to develop the competency framework. First, define the purpose. Second, gather the information. Third, build the framework, and finally, implement the framework. Define the purpose of the competency framework means what? That is, for example, say my team has got only 4 members. I need at least 7 members for my team to finish the project that I have been assigned. So, there is a job vacancy. This is the purpose of the competency. So, use the right kind of people in creating this framework. We need to appoint the people also to follow all these 4 steps. Generally, the project manager along with the human resource management takes care to develop the competency framework. After defining the purpose, we need to gather the information, relevant information. How do we develop it? How do we gather the information? The project manager can observe the individual work of the existing team members. He can talk to them, he can ask questions, what are needed, what else is needed, how many people are required, all these he can ask to share the work, or what deficiencies we do have, if any extra training is needed for them, if the number of staff has to be increased, all this he can discuss with his project team members, so that they can move ahead with the competency framework. Once information is gathered, they need to build up a framework. They need to have a separate, they need to have a sub modules of each of the competencies. Say for example, if the vacancy is available, they need to be filled. For this purpose, recruitment and staffing is done. Now, how do we do that? By preparing job specifications and conducting interviews. That is considered as one part of the competency framework. Another part you can consider as those are already existing, providing them an external training upon the technical skills they have, and also once the people are appointed, you also updating them about the project and the skills that are required, like brushing up the skills that they have on the project. This is considered again under training and development criteria. In this way, you need to build the framework. Once it is built, you need to implement it. Once the framework is built based on multiple criteria, it is important to put them into action. This is how the competencies are built. The 4 steps taken are: first, define the purpose of the competency; second, gather the relevant information; third, build up the framework and implement the framework. The 4 steps, that is to define the purpose, gather the relevant information, build the framework and implementing the framework of the competencies. All this put together helps us to develop the competencies. The project management has multiple knowledge areas, as we have seen in the lesson 1. The human resource management and the procurement management are taken into consideration now. The human resource management manages funding information, expertise and technical resources required for the success of the project. In the previous module, we have seen how to develop the competences. Based on those competences, the resources are managed. That is, in that we have seen how if there is a lacking of staff, it can be fulfilled, right. That is one competency. If the skills are less, they can be trained. All these competencies are included. Based on these competencies, the human resource management and the project manager manages the funding information, expertise and technical resources. This is the primary purpose of human resource management. Say for example, if the number of staff is less, so we need to acquire the staff members. So, for this, let us consider the activities that the human resource management follows. First, they develop a plan. Next, they document the plan. Third, acquire the resources. Next, develop the project team. Next, manage the project team. And finally, closing of the project. The first is develop a plan. That is, the project manager prepares the life cycle of the project. He analyzes what are the tasks and deliverables as per the work schedule. Based on this, he determines the staff required for that particular project. Then the second step, that is documenting the plan. He prepares multiple documents, the documents which has got the workflow of the project, and according to the workflow, the number of staff positions are required for the project. Another project, the flow of the project and also the technical resources that are required for the project. Another document, the workflow and the cost estimates and the overall budget that is required for the project. All these documents are planned and maintained by the project manager. Once they are prepared, if at all they exceed also, he should have a backup plan also. If at all the budget is overrun, he should have a backup funds ready in order to resolve their issue. So, once all these are documented, he should acquire the resources. How? By informing the human resource department. And the final is managing the project team, which is again the main responsibility of the project manager. He maintains all the details. He has the documents of every day's performance of the team members, of each and every team members. Who else is leaving, who are newly appointed, what resources are required, what is the work done in a particular week. All these are documented and maintained and reported to his higher authorities. And finally, the closing of the project. This includes the overall budget, the record cost estimations on weekly basis, the payments made to the team members, whatever budget is spent is documented and reported. Next, let us consider how to manage the material and supplies, transportation and logistics. This is taken care by the procurement management along with the project manager. Logistics is nothing but to supervise the flow of the material from the dealers or the contractors to the availability of the project. For this, the people are appointed accordingly. some for bidding the quotes, some for communicating the deals, some for supervising the transportation of goods and services from the dealers to the organization. If necessary, each and every team can be trained accordingly. They should always keep track throughout the procedure of the procurement management. This is how the procurement management manages the logistics. Do you have any doubts?
Ma'am, we didn't understand the difference between human resource management and procurement management. Will you explain that?
Human resource management concentrates on the number of staffing that is required for the project, whereas the procurement management, they concentrate upon the materials and supplies that are needed to be managed. For example, for a construction of a house, the number of people that are required to build the house is taken care by the human resource management, whereas the materials like the bricks, cement or whatever goods and services are required, they are managed by the procurement management. Any more?
Ma'am, why smoothing technique is not preferable, ma'am?
Smoothing technique is nothing but just avoiding the conflict that is existing. You cannot behave as if there is nothing happening where the problem is still occurring. That is why it is not considered. Smoothing is nothing but you behaving as if nothing happened within the team. You are not giving importance to, it says that you are not giving importance to the team members. That is why it should be avoided. Okay. Any more doubts? Okay. With this, we understand the importance of human element in the project management. It is not just about money, schedules, timing, costs, not just following the process. It also includes the human element in the project management. Thank you.